Chicago Cubs News Today.
Did you really think the Cubs front office was just going to sit back and watch the rotation fall apart because of all the injuries down the stretch? Well, everything has changed behind the scenes. But is adding another expensive contract to the payroll really the right way to save this season? Or should Jed Hoyer focus on a package of smaller moves that adds depth without aggressively draining the farm system? The Chicago Cubs starting rotation has reached a critical breaking point. Key pitchers like Justin Steele, Edward Cabrera, Matthew Boyd, Ben Brown, and Jameson Taillon have all spent time on the injured list, forcing the bullpen to shoulder an overwhelming workload. To make matters worse, top prospect Cade Horton has officially been ruled out for the remainder of the season. With the rotation in crisis, the front office is backed into a corner and needs an immediate solution to keep the Cubs in the postseason race. I follow this market every single day, and I believe the Cubs' biggest problem isn't a lack of top-end talent in the rotation. The real issue is the inability to consistently get quality innings from the starting staff. The bullpen is operating at its absolute limit, and that's going to become a major problem in September if nothing changes. If the front office doesn't bring in a starter capable of consistently pitching 6 or 7 innings every time he takes the mound, this season could slip away long before the playoffs even begin. One advantage that very few people around Major League Baseball are talking about is the stability that a veteran with 14 years of big league experience can provide at this point in the season. Unlike younger pitchers who often struggle with inconsistency under pressure, there are veterans on the market who have delivered remarkably steady production for the past 5 years. Maintaining a career ERA between 3.22 and 3.86, while posting a WEP consistently in the 1.11 to 1.22 range, is exactly the kind of reliability Cubs management is looking for to bring some calm back to the clubhouse at Wrigley Field. That's exactly why Bleacher Report's Kerry Miller recently identified the Chicago Cubs as the ideal landing spot for veteran right-hander Michael Wacha of the Kansas City Royals. Wacha is on pace to throw nearly 200 innings while recording around 20 quality starts during the 2026 season, numbers that would represent the best season of his career. Although Wacha carries a significant contract, and the Royals are expected to demand a premium package of prospects in return for their top starter, Chicago's urgent need to ease the burden on its exhausted bullpen has pushed this potential deal to the top of the front office's priority list. Cubs executives are reportedly willing to absorb the financial commitment if it means stabilizing the rotation before the trade deadline arrives. If this trade actually happens over the next few weeks, it could immediately reshape the division race. Adding a dependable veteran starter would take pressure off the younger pitchers and allow the rotation to settle into place as injured arms gradually return from the IL. It would also give the bullpen the much-needed rest it needs for critical games against National League contenders. However, if Jed Hoyer decides the Royals' asking price is simply too high, the Cubs risk watching another contender make the move first, leaving Chicago without a legitimate impact option on the trade market. Personally, I'm all in on making this trade, even if the prospect cost looks intimidating at first. Michael Wacha isn't the kind of ace who's going to dominate Game 7 of a playoff series, but he is exactly the dependable workhorse this team desperately needs just to get there. Paying for consistency is a smart investment when your medical staff feels like it's running a hospital. I'd much rather see the front office spend prospect capital on a proven, healthy arm than continue betting on internal options that clearly may not hold up over the final stretch of the season. Bringing in Wacha would stabilize the clubhouse, protect an exhausted bullpen, and give the Cubs a legitimate chance to compete for the division. It's the kind of smart, calculated move this team needs right now. Do you think Michael Wacha is the missing piece that can save the Cubs' rotation, or do you believe the Royals' asking price is simply too high and would hurt the future of the farm system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to support the channel, While grabbing some official Chicago Cubs gear for the stretch run, you'll find the official team store link in the description of this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the latest Cubs news and behind-the-scenes updates. The Chicago Cubs front office knows time is running out on its postseason hopes, and every day without a move only increases the pressure. The search for a reliable starting pitcher is expected to dominate the conversation around Wrigley Field right up until the final moments of the trade deadline.